everyone, welcome to Sale-a-Bration Sunday. I am Ruth Norton with Ruth's Stemming Corner. I'm adjusting a light. Hold on. It's always the way it is, right? Thank you for joining me. I'm so glad you guys are here. It is Sunday. It's been a crazy week, you guys. I've been sick last week. I told you guys last Sunday that I had a cold coming on. Well, you know, it got a ton worse. I was sick for a good part of the week, but there was still so much to get done. So I worked the whole week, and I don't think that helped me getting any better quicker. So knock on wood, hopefully I am all better now. And yeah, I'm happy to join you guys. It's just been a crazy week. There's been so much going on this week between kids stuff and everything else. Just a lot going on. We're wrapping up January with a bang, that's for sure. All right, but thank you for joining me. I have a really cute project to share with you today. We are using the Dainty Flowers Sale-a-Bration paper. We're going to make this super cute box. Isn't that adorable? I love the top too. So we're going to talk all about that. It's a really cute box. We're going to get to that in just a minute. But before we do, I have so much to talk about. I didn't go live this week. One, because I really wasn't feeling well, especially on Wednesday. And then two, I had 3 videos that went up last week, which I hope you saw, and if not, we're going to talk about it in just a minute. But I will be live again this Wednesday, so don't worry. I have good projects coming too. I have a whole stack of treats that I bought, that need boxes, so we'll be getting into that. Before we, get into the project today though, and before we get into all of that, let me just go over everything that's going on. Paper Pumpkin, we are headed into February this week, you guys. Can you believe it? January is pretty much, it's wrapping up in the next couple days. So the deadline to sign up for this Paper Pumpkin is coming up pretty quick. You need to sign up by February 10th if you want February's Paper Pumpkin. It is going to coordinate with the Rain and Shine Suite. And for the first time, there are add-on dies. So if you want to get those dies, you can. You do have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. Make sure you subscribe by February 10th if you want the February Paper Pumpkin. All right, guys. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of last week, I released a series of videos featuring the Silly Goose stamp set, and I offered a stamp a stack. You could email me, and the stamp stacks are ready to go. I do have a couple left, so if you still want them, the stamp stacks make 9 cards, 3 each of all of these, and all of these have video instructions all on my blog, measurements all on my blog, but I do have a couple of those stamp a stack kits if you want some left. Coming on Tuesday, I think it's going up Tuesday, my card crate is being released. My card crate in February is going to be the Share a Milkshake. Card crate is my class to go, and there will be more details on Tuesday about it, but I wanted to just give you guys a quick sneak peek of these cards. They are adorable. Most of them are fun folds too, so they're really, really fun. If you have this one on your wish list, make sure you check out my card crate details coming on Tuesday on my blog, and I'll make sure to post them in my social media. All right, guys, Sale-a-Bration. We are, oh, you know what? Before we talk about Sale-a-Bration, let me just address something that's happening, and I know a lot of people are upset about it. But I want to let you guys know that, where is it? Let me find it. I marked these because I wanted to let you guys know. The Lucky Clover Punch, it is gone, you guys. I am shocked. I cannot believe that it sold out so quickly, but it has been completely discontinued. So if you did not get this Lucky Clover Punch, if you wanted it, I'm so sorry it has sold out. I think that with the Chinese New Year going on, and there's just not enough time to get the punches here before the catalog ends at the end of April. So unfortunately, the Clover Punch is gone. Now, the stamp set is still available, and this is not a hard image to fussy cut. So if you still love this stamp set, if you still want to make St. Patrick's Day cards, the stamp set is still great. And you just have to fussy cut the clover, which is it's not a hard thing to do. It's a pretty simple image. But I did want to remind you guys that sometimes things sell out. Sometimes that happens. And I wanted to just highlight real quick the punch bundles in the mini catalog because you know, if they sell out, we all love a good punch bundle, and if they sell out, then we can't get them. The Easter Bunny Bundle Punch, this has been another super popular one. I have seen so much stuff done with this one. This has been like on my, do I get it, do I not get it list? But if you love that little bunny punch, make sure that you grab it. I have no information of how long punches are going to last. There's another punch bundle here. This is the Happy Labels bundle that it makes little label banners. I actually have this one coming in an order coming this week, so I hope that one lasts a little bit longer. The Lucky Clover one is gone. The Petal Park one, this is another good punch bundle. I have seen a ton with this one, so make sure that you check that one out if that's on your wish list. And then the last punch that we have in this mini catalog is the Country Bouquet punch. Now this punch is actually currently unavailable, but it is expected to be back in April. So, but again, this is another one. It punches out these hearts and the leaves. This is another one you could easily fussy cut. That's an easy image to fussy cut. So do you need the punches? You do not need them. Are they easier? Of course they're easier, but you do not need them, especially for any of these. Even the little bunny back here, it's a image you could fussy cut for sure. So if that punch goes unavailable, but if you have to have that punch, if you want the punch, make sure that you are ordering from that mini catalog sooner rather than later, so you don't miss out on getting those punches. Unfortunately, the Lucky Clover one is gone, unfortunately. If you got it, all right, you are one of the lucky ones. All right, let's talk about Sale-a-Bration. That is why we're here today. Today I'm featuring the Dainty Flowers DSP, and I'm gonna show you the Dainty Flowers DSP in detail in just a minute. But this is the one we are featuring today, and it actually coordinates with a bundle in here, which let me see what page it's on. Page 55. It coordinates with a bundle, this bundle. Now, as we just talked about things going in and out of stock, these dies are actually out of stock right now. So you cannot get the bundle. You can get the stamp set, and those greetings in this stamp set are really, really, they're great. It's a great font. Unfortunately, the bundle is gone. And I did look at the inventory status this morning, and it says that it's supposed to be back in March. So watch for that if this is on your wish list. Now, if you love this paper, you might want to make sure that that is on your wish list. We're going to go into this more detail, but Sale-a-Bration, if you are unaware of Sale-a-Bration or unfamiliar with Sale-a-Bration, this is the best promotion of the year. You can earn all of these products for free with a qualifying $50 or $100 order. So the paper that we're using today, the Dainty Flowers paper, is free with a $50 order. We are also using this Beautifully Happy stamp set, but just for the greeting. This one is going to be featured by itself in another Facebook Live, and I think probably next week we're going to do Beautifully Happy. So, that one will be its own Facebook Live later. And if you are wanting to take full advantage of Sale-a-Bration, the best way to take full advantage of Sale-a-Bration is to join this month and, well, next month too. During Sale-a-Bration, the starter kit is an incredible deal. You can get 175 in product for $129, and you get a free mini cut and emboss machine. You can either choose the boho blue or the white. Now, if you don't want the mini cut and emboss machine, you can still get 175 in product, but you only pay $99. So great deals. If you want to join, please let me know. I love welcoming new people to my team. Okay, I think that's it. That was a lot. That was a long-winded kind of jumping off point. If you are shopping for any of those punches or anything, make sure you head to my online store. This is January's host code. February will have a brand new host code on February 1st on Wednesday. So make sure to check social media and my Facebook Live on Wednesday for February's host code. But this is January's host code if you are shopping in the next day or two. All right, this is the box we are making. It is so cute. I love this little, it's a cute little cinch top box. It's 5-sided, so what is that, like a pentagon? I think, maybe. Oh gosh. Don't bring me back to geometry, please. Inside, I'm not going to open my box because without retying that ribbon, but inside I have these Lindor truffles. Now, these are dark strawberry flavored, which is delicious. I have sampled these because, you know, I want to make sure that I am giving you guys the best. But these are available, well, maybe not the specific flavor. I got these at CVS. These truffles are available year-round in multiple flavors. So you could always redesign this box for any occasion year-round. Now, I squeezed 3 of them into my box. I think 2 fit very comfortably. I really had to squeeze to get 3 in there. So it is up to you how many you want to give out. But this is such a cute little treat box. And so let's start with that. So your paper, I'm using crushed curry for mine. Your paper, you will need a 5.5 by 5.5 piece of paper. So it's going to be a square. So you can start on either side. So you'll get 2 of these per 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. If you are using 12 by 12, you'll get 4, which is great. It's a great use of cardstock. So 5.5 by 5.5. So again, it doesn't matter what side you start on. On the first side, score it at 1.5. I'm trying to look at my notes. 1.5 and 4.5. And then turn it so that the 1.5 inch side is on the top. So you have 2 score lines here. You have a 1.5 inch side and then just a 1 inch side down here. Make sure that when you turn it for the second part, that 1.5 side is on the top. We're going to do a lot of scoring up here. So, or marking anyway. So we need to make sure that that one is on the top. Okay. Then you're going to score this side, score all the way down at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Super easy. You're just scoring every inch all the way down. Now, while it's still in this position, we're going to go through and we're going to mark. I'm just going to use my stylus. Actually, for this one, let me use a pen. I want to find a good pen that you can see. All right. Well, no, let me choose a different one. That one doesn't write very well. Okay. We are going to go through, I'm just going to mark it at 1/2 inch, at 1.5, at 2.5, at 3.5, and at 4.5. Okay, so we're just making little marks just at those 1/2 inch lines all the way down. So I hope you can see that. I hope you can see my little marks there. You can use your stylus too. You can go through and just make a little dot with your stylus. We'll put this on the inside of the box so it doesn't matter too much. All right, move that out of the way. Hang on to your stylus though, or you can use your take your pick tool with the stylus end. You can use that. Grab a ruler. You'll need a ruler. And what you're going to do from all of those marks down to this intersecting score line, you're going to score diagonally. We're going to make a little triangle score line. So I'm going to do one with my stylus, and then I'll trace it with the pen. Just so you can see what we're going to do. And we're going to do this on all of them. Let me see. See, I wanted a pen that would write. Now this one doesn't want to write. So we're going to do this on all of them. So we're going to go through across the entire top, and we're going to score all the way across on all of them. All right. So let me grab my stylus. We're going to start at the corner and score up to that mark and do the same thing on this side. You just want to make some little triangle lines. Okay. All right. That one, 2 more. This isn't hard. It's a little bit of an extra step, and you do have to, you know, just be careful doing it, but it's not hard at all. This is something you could definitely do easily. Okay. And last one. This last one's the hardest because there's no real intersecting score line. So just kind of get close to that edge as close as you can, and then score up. So you have all of those score lines, which I hope you can see. I hope kind of the light is reflecting. Okay, I'm going to put my Simply Scored stylus away, put my ruler away, and I'm going to switch to a bone folder. And let's see, we're going to score all of these, fold them. I'm going to do it this way because I want that pen line on the inside. So I'm going to go through and do it this way. Normally I would fold those score lines the other direction, but I want that pen line to be inside. Could have used a pencil, I guess. Could have erased that, but that's okay. All right, this one. And then just kind of go through. I'm not really going to burnish these. These are really going to kind of fall into place on their own. So I'm just going to kind of go through and just pinch all of those little diagonal lines. You just want to kind of get them bending in that, on that line, so that when the box does come together, they already have an idea of kind of what they want to do. Hope that makes sense. Okay, that is all of the burnishing. We're going to do just a tiny bit of trimming. So I need my scissors. Okay, so on this 1/2 inch side, on the bottom, this 1 inch section down here, that's the bottom. We're going to cut out this 1/2 inch one completely. I think my scissors are like bent. I don't know what happened. My goodness. I have about 10 pairs of these paper snips, so it might just be time to get a new pair out. Now, when I'm cutting up boxes on the bottom, the pieces that fold in, I normally kind of notch out. But because this one, it's not going to be the cleanest bottom. I'm going to tell you guys that. It's not going to be the cleanest bottom. They're not all going to overlap pretty. But it's the bottom of the box, so I'm not too worried about it. But to make it go together a little bit better, you can just cut up the score lines, but I'm actually going to cut the score line completely out. That tip of my scissors is really bugging me. Do I have another pair up here? Oh, I do. Yay, I have another pair right here. I used my paper snips the other day. My daughter, you know, she has braces, and she needed a compact, so I went to Target and I bought her a compact. She just needs the mirror part. She doesn't need the makeup part. She's not into makeup right now. She's not old enough really for makeup, but she just needed the mirror part, and I could not find a mirror, just a compact without the makeup. So I actually went to the clearance section. I bought, you know, a compact, you know, makeup included, and it was like $3, so it was a good deal. But I came home and I used my my paper snip to pry out the makeup part. So she just has like a little storage area thing. She can put little pieces of gum or something in there. But I think that must be how I bent it, because I don't think it was bent before then. Anyway, so don't use your scissors for stuff like that, you guys. That's not recommended. So anyway, you can see there's just a little bit of a gap in all of these. I just cut out that score line completely on all of them. That means they all kind of have straight lines, and so it doesn't matter which one is overlapping. I hope that makes sense. Okay, we are going to use some strong adhesive. I'm using Stampin' Seal Plus. You're going to put it on that 1/2" tab on that side, and we're going to fold this up. Just make sure you just line up to that score line, and then just make sure that your score lines going horizontally across are all lined up. Okay, just like that. Okay, isn't that a good little press? Now, before we assemble the bottom of the box, we need to go through and do some punching. So I just have just your standard, you know, office hole punch. This makes an 1/8 of an inch hole. You don't want anything too big, because if it's too big, there's just not a lot of room here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to hold this closed, and between each of those triangles, or I guess it's more on the triangle part that's folding down, I'm going to punch a hole. So on the straight score lines, I'm going to hold it closed, and I'm just going to go through and punch. So you're going to do that all the way around. Right here where it's going through 3 layers because of that, that glue tab, just make sure you press really hard. Through, and I think one more. So we have those triangle score lines that we scored, and we are just punching on the opposite side of that. Now you can go through and do them one at a time all the way around, but if you just fold it in half, it goes a little bit quicker because you're punching half as many times. Okay, so little hole punch. Now we can adhere this together. Now you want to just kind of make note of where that seam is. Oh my goodness, my hole punch is losing all its little holes. So where that seam is, that's the part I want to be the back. So I'm actually going to unfold all of these. This is my back. I'm going to use my liquid glue to adhere the bottom together, because then we can line it up and square it up a little bit better. So I'm just going to put a little bit on that one, and we're just going to kind of go through, and not really like a front or a back to these. So just kind of however. So I'm just kind of folding in those 2 back ones, those 2 side ones, and then this one. And with that liquid glue, you can kind of turn it upside down. Just kind of, where's my bone folder? Just kind of make sure that everything is nice and squared up. Give it a little press, hold it for a second, and that glue will adhere, and then you'll have, you know, a nice little pentagon shape. So now we have our little box. I'm going to throw in my candies, and again, you can fit 2 of these little truffles in here nicely, and that makes a fantastic little gift. Now, if you really squish them, you can fit 3. I'm only going to put 2 in mine for now, but you can fit 3. You just gotta give it a little bit of love. Now, you're just gonna kind of push in where we scored those triangle score lines. Just kind of go through and push in, and that will make that little star top, that little cinch top. Isn't that cute? So cute. Now, if you have 3 of them in there, you just really have to kind of use a third hand and kind of tuck that last one in when you put it in. Okay, let's put some ribbon on it. I am using some Old Olive twill ribbon. This actually is in our annual catalog, and it comes with this Sahara sand one too. So you get both of these in the ribbon pack. So I'm just going to use the Old Olive one today, and I'm going to start. Oh, I hope I have enough ribbon. It's almost empty. I'm going to start at the front here. So my back seam is still back here. So I'm going to make note of that. I'm going to start at the front, and I'm just going to weave this through just like this. Just keep going through. Weave it through. Now your little end is going to get frayed, but that's okay. We'll trim that off. If you need to trim it off to get it through each of the little holes, you can do that. Just trim a little bit off every time, but I think we'll be okay. Now I want to make a big bow, so I'm going to make sure that I have enough ribbon to make a nice big bow. We have one more to go through right here. Let's see. Okay, perfect. There we go. Now, if you want to use a thinner ribbon, I actually have another box that I'm going to show you. The same kind of box, but it's using different supplies. And I use twine for that one, and twine is a lot easier to get through than ribbon. So if you want to use twine, you can use twine as well. So give this a nice little pull so that it's nice and kind of cinched at the top, and then just tie a bow. A little pull and tie a bow. This ribbon it's really soft. It's really easy to tie. I say that, but then watch, I'm going to struggle with this bow. It's so easy to tie. And then I'll struggle, but that doesn't look too bad. We're going to go with that. I like to do nice long tails on my ribbons, especially if they have to untie it to get into their treat. But isn't that cute? Such a cute little box already. All right, let's get to our celebration part. We are using the Dainty Flowers. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. We're using the Dainty Flowers DSP, and let me show you what that looks like. It is a 12 by 12 stack of DSP. It is so pretty. There are so many beautiful patterns. This is the first side, isn't that? That's so pretty. Just very kind of soft and delicate floral patterns. This one's really pretty too. This one's just like a smaller version of that first one. You get bigger flowers here, smaller flowers here. This one is gorgeous. You can just cut apart these frames and use them on your card. And then this sheet too. You can just slice this in half and you have a bunch of different card bases. We're actually using this pattern and this pattern today. Let me show you the backs of these. We're using a couple more too. So let me turn it over. The backs are just as gorgeous. Look at this beautiful watercolor one. Maybe my favorite one. So we're using this one too, and this Starry Sky one too. Then you have a Blushing Bride, Fresh Freesia, and then another beautiful watercolor one. This one's so gorgeous. All right, so we're using lots of different patterns. We're using 4 different patterns from this one. So it's a good DSP. You can choose that one for free during celebration. Okay, so we're gonna bring in our box. Now the piece that we're wrapping around is that big, that one with the big patterns. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Here it is. We're using this one. So I kind of picked what part of the flowers I wanted. I wanted to get a lot of the top part of the flowers. So I trimmed that, and this is a piece that is 2.5 by 5 3/4. And I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this. Actually, I want to do a little bit on each side. I'm using my Stampin' Seal Plus. All right, I'm going to start in the back. I'm going to find that seam again. And I'm going to start in the back. I'm going to line it up so it's nice and straight against the side of that corner. And then you're just going to go through and you're just going to fold and burnish it all the way around. Just kind of burnish along those corners all the way around. Don't tuck your ribbon underneath it. Okay, and then you're going to wrap it around to the end here. Okay, and that is all you need to do to wrap your little box. Isn't that pretty? You have these gorgeous flowers all the way around. So pretty. All right, now let's get to the other parts of what I'm going to use the DSP for. I've already die cut the smallest tag from the tag dies. I thought I had them here. I'm so not prepared, you guys. I thought I was so prepared. Here they are, the tailor-made tag dies. This is the smallest one of that little clipped corner one. And then I have a little tag reinforcer. Those are die cut from the DSP. And I'm going to use my liquid glue. We're going to glue this together. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the tag instead of the back. A little bit. You can put an adhesive sheet on the back of this too. That'll make adhering this very easy. Just going to line that up. So I went to the, I'll have to tell you guys, well, let's get to the fussy cutting. I'll tell you guys while I'm fussy cutting. Now, I cut a piece of that frame out, that big piece with all the frames, and I'm actually going to fussy cut these little flowers. I'm going to fussy cut them apart in 2 different pieces. So you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to fussy cut this one apart, and then I'm going to fussy cut these little ones apart. So I went to the eye doctor finally, and so I have a new prescription. I knew I needed one, but I have a new prescription, and I have to get reading glasses too. I should be wearing them right now. I don't currently have them. I ordered some on Amazon, so they'll come. But I have to get reading glasses, especially for little detail things like this when I'm fussy cutting, or at the end of the day when my eyes are tired and I want to read or something. I need to get reading glasses now. So I've reached that age, so that's an exciting time, right? You've reached that age. Yeah, very exciting. So I'm just going to fussy cut these. Now this is these are not as easy to fussy cut as the flowers from last week from the Favorite Flowers dies. Now you can still do this. It's not hard. But if you wanted to, if you had the coordinating dies, you could use dies. If you have other small flower dies, which I bet we all do, we all have so many flower stamp sets and dies. So if you have other flower dies that will work, that are small like this, then by all means, a flower punch, use what you have for sure. I love this because the DSP and the images and the colors, they all coordinate perfectly with our box and the other DSP that we put on our box. So I love this, but by all means, if you don't want to fussy cut, if you're not a fan of fussy cutting, then use the dies, use other punches, use other dies that you have, use what you have for sure. Okay, so there's our 2 little flowers that have been fussy cut. Now, also from that frame piece, and you can also use this piece too. This has a good middle section. I just cut a little piece off of that, and this is it's a little bit textured, so it's going to match better. But this is what we're going to stamp our greeting on, and we're going to cut that out. So I'm going to pull in my ink pad. I'm using Starry Sky, and we're using this Kindness Matters greeting from the Beautifully Happy stamp set. This is another celebration item. We're going to focus on that next week, I think. So join me next week, next Sunday for Celebration Sunday. Kindness Matters. I'm just going to stamp that on the very bottom of that little scrap. You just need, oh my goodness, I did a horrible job. Are any of these scraps big enough? No. Okay, hang on. Let me grab grab a piece of paper. Okay, I'm just going to, let me see. I'm just going to stamp it down here on the bottom. There we go. And then we're just going to cut that out. But you can also use white cardstock if you don't want to use the DSP. I like this DSP because it's textured a little bit, and I have a piece of white here, so you can see the difference in the colors of that. And I just wanted the greeting to be on a piece that was going to coordinate well with the DSP. Okay, let me get out my little trimmer, and I'm just going to cut that. You can use your scissors. We're just going to make a little rectangle just right around right around the letters here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Okay, don't throw away my scraps. There we go. Okay, now we're ready to get this whole thing put together. Okay, let me find my dimensionals. My goodness, I thought I was so prepared. All right, a dimensional on the back of our greeting piece. Peel off that backing. This is going to go right on the bottom of our tag. And then my liquid glue, we're going to use this, and we're just going to attach the flowers. It's a little bit on the back. This one's going to go, I'm going to put it up like this. And then this one, a little bit on the back of this one as well. And this one's just going to get kind of tucked under. I'm going to move this up a little bit. I'm going to move my greeting up a little bit. You can add the flowers first. That helps a little bit. Okay, perfect. That shows off more of the flowers. Isn't that cute? I know it's super small, but it's so cute. It's gonna go so great on our box. All right, attach this onto your box. A couple dimensionals on the back. Before we put that on, I want to string my baker's twine through there. I'm going to use some Very Vanilla from the Essentials twine pack. I'm not going to tie the bow. I'm going to wait till it's on the box to tie the bow, but I want to get that strung through. And then on the front, where your bow is, you're going to stick that on. And then we're just going to tie a bow. And I like to stick my tag on first because this is a small tag. And the weight of the box actually kind of helps give it a little bit of stability. So you can tie that bow a little bit easier. Nice big loopy bow for that. And that's it. That completes our little truffle box. Isn't that fun? So you can fit 3. I fit 2 very comfortably. 3 is, you do have to kind of squish them in there, but 3 is a really fun treat. So this is with the Dainty Flowers. Let me show you another one that I made using the Conversation Bubbles bundle. This is the Cottage Gingham DSP2. I use Sweet Sorbet and then the Sweet Sorbet twine too. So if you don't want to string through thicker ribbon, you can easily do it with the twine. And then I use the bundle I punched out. Well, I die cut some of the hearts from the bundle. So this is a much simpler version. You could definitely make a bunch of these in no time. You can make a bunch of these too, but there's a little bit of fussy cutting and some extra die cutting work involved. But this one will be featured on my blog tomorrow. So if you want to see up close photos and stuff from this one, you can check out my blog tomorrow. This one will be on my blog in about 20 minutes or so. So it is super cute. It's such a fun little box. It's a little bit different. You can definitely fill these with tons of other little treats too if you don't have the little Lindor truffles. All right, guys, thanks for bearing with me with this one. I know it was a little bit longer. We had a lot to go through. I will be live on Wednesday in my business page, and I will be right back here next week for another Sale-a-Bration Sunday. If you are shopping this week, this host code is good through the end of January. February 1st, there will be a brand new host code. Please share this if you're on Facebook with your crafty friends. If you are on on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps my business grow, and you never miss a video of mine. If you are interested in that Silly Goose Stampin' Stack, I do still have a couple left, so please email me for that. My Share Milkshake card crate will be released on Tuesday, so you can start signing up for that on Tuesday. Thank you guys again for all of your support. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.